कोच कोच हरमन हरलीन रिचा सभी को स्टार्ट मिला बट किसी ने कंटिन्यू नहीं किया सो दैट हम 350 के मैजिक मार्क को नहीं पहुंच पाए तो उसके पीछे आप क्या रीजंस देख रहे हैं?
I would not like to name anybody. I think it was a superb batting effort to reach to 330. Of course, we would have liked to have another. You can always say in hindsight, 20 run और होते तो ऐसा होता, but that's not how we look at. I think there are a lot of takeaways from our batting display today. 330, I guess, was a very challenging score.
Coach Harlik, on the result, India have played twice in 2 games. 5 bowlers have been able to take the game till the last over, but the result is not there. Do you see a point where you'll have to take a look at having another bowling option, a primary all-rounder, Radha or Arundhati, whoever you would prefer to come in as a 6th primary bowling option in the team rather than playing 5 frontline bowlers?
Obviously, after this game, we'll have a look at it, and I'm sure the team management will have a proper discussion about this, and then we'll take a right call as we approach the next game. I'm sure about it.
Coach, Australia's attitude as a team that they bring to difficult matches, was that a factor in how your team struggled to build pressure because they bring that kind of an attitude that they can escape from any moment of pressure?
I think, credit to them. I think they batted exceptionally well. The way they started and eventually ended up getting 330 with 1 over to spare was a phenomenal effort. I felt, yes, we tried to build pressure on them, but they've been experienced players. They've been playing together for a while. I think almost 10 years they've been playing with almost the same team. There have been few exceptions, but I think eventually Ellis Perry also finished things off. So credit to them. They batted magnificently, I think.
Hi coach, tough luck today. The batting, you said it's a good effort to get to 330, but is dot ball percentage something that you guys are discussing internally? Given first 2 matches were difficult pitches, but still it was on the higher side. Today it was around 48-50% more than Australia. Pratika and Harleen batting together, sometimes they tend to slow things down a little bit. Is that something that you're discussing going forward on minimizing dot balls?
Well, to be honest, after the previous game, not this one, but the one before against South Africa, we had a elongated discussion about how we are going to approach the batting innings, and that was one of the things that was discussed about the dot ball percentage. And so far in the last year and a half, we've been playing very aggressive cricket, and I thought today was a good display. Yes, the dot ball percentage has come down, but we'll have a closer look at it. I don't know what the percentage is. You've been kind enough to tell me how much is it?
48%.
48%. Yeah, we would like to get it down.
हेलो कोच, बैक टू बैक 2 लॉस हुए साउथ अफ्रीका के साथ, फिर अभी ऑस्ट्रेलिया के साथ, और नेक्स्ट मैच भी थोड़ा टफ ही आएगा कंपैरेटिवली. इंग्लैंड की टीम अच्छे खेल रही है, तो ये 2 लॉस से हम क्या मतलब लर्न करेंगे और आगे उसको इम्प्रूव करेंगे?
देखिए, मेरे हिसाब से फिनिश जो है क्रिकेट गेम में बहुत इम्पॉर्टेंट रहता है. मैं हमेशा कहता हूँ, ये ड्रेसिंग रूम में भी मैं हमेशा कहता हूँ कि येस, वी नीड अ गुड स्टार्ट बट वी नीड अ बेटर फिनिश. सो इफ़ यू सी the finish that we had in the South Africa game, as far as bowling is concerned, in the last 5 overs we ended up losing that game, and even today, basically, if we would have got another 20 runs, maybe things would have been different. But at the same time, it's been a gradual progress for us, and there are a lot of learnings. I keep talking about positives and learnings. One of the things to learn is to finish well.
कोच, आपने कहा कि 330 रन अच्छा एफर्ट था, लेकिन आखिरी 10 ओवर में अगर हम सिंगल डबल भी खेलते 350 आसानी से हो जाते। तो मेरा यह पूछना है कि क्या जब बैटर अंदर जाते हैं तो उन्हें आप गाइड करते हैं कि कैसे खेलना है, या अंदर वो अपनी मर्जी से, क्योंकि जो जिम्मेदार शॉट्स खेले है ना वो शायद नहीं खेलते, तो क्या आप लोग गाइड करते हैं उन्हें या नहीं करते? क्योंकि 350 होते तो आई थिंक हम मैच जीत सकते थे हम आसानी से।
जी हाँ बिल्कुल। आपको क्या लगता है हम गाइड करते हैं या नहीं करते हैं?
नहीं, मुझे नहीं पता, क्योंकि जो ऐसे एक शॉट खेले है ना, सामने स्नेहा खड़ी थी उससे, और जो चरणी ने हवा में शॉट खेला, जरूरत नहीं थी उस शॉट की, लेकिन हुआ ये
कभी कभार
पोस्ट होता है।
ऐसे हो जाता है। ये गेम है, उसमें कई बार ऐसे शॉट्स खेले जाते हैं, पर जैसे मैंने पहले कहा, मैं एक चीज़ पर ध्यान नहीं देना चाहूँगा। सारा जो गेम है उस पर हम डेफिनेटली डिस्कस करेंगे और उस पर काम करना चाहेंगे।
Hi coach, tough luck. You in this World Cup, you have been a little bit flexible with how the lower order batters have come in. We've seen Richa has moved around a little bit. Have you, as a team management, have you given any thought to being a little more flexible with the top 5 also? For example, today, when the openers gave you a platform where they batted 25 overs, was there the possibility that you could send in a more aggressive option right after that?
Like?
As in right after that, could you send in somebody? Did you think about maybe promoting someone like a Richa or a Jemima instead of sending Harleen at that point like usual?
No, I think we have got a very settled batting lineup. Would not like to shuffle around too much. But when the need arises, we are flexible about it. It's not the case. You have seen, you've answered your question that the first part of your question was you've been flexible enough in the lower order. But yeah, we do have that luxury of sending Richa in, and at times we've got the services of Dipti Sharma, who can go out there and give us that option of a left-hander, as well as a player who grinds and gets those singles easily. So I think we do have that option in the lower order, but I would not like to tinker too much with the batting lineup.
Hi coach,
Hello.
tough luck. But if we have to just look at a couple of performances in isolation, Kranti against Pakistan, Charani out here today, just those two youngsters playing their first World Cup, a word on how they've taken to this challenge on a home World Cup, no less. They're 22-year-olds. Just a word on how they've taken to this.
I think they've been exceptional. If you see Kranti God bowling, and today Sri Charni against Australia, against top quality players, she ended up giving 40 odd runs in her 10 overs and picked up those important wickets. So I think they've been exceptional. Both of them young, vibrant in the dressing room as well as vibrant on the field, and we gave it our best in the field. I think you all will agree with me on one point at least, that our fielding has been very good today. That's a big takeaway for us. They were throwing themselves, and we had a good game. Unfortunately, we lost this one, but I think to answer your question, Kranti God and Sri Charni they have been phenomenal.
Thank you everyone. Thanks coach.
Thank you.
Hi Alyssa, congrats on a sensational innings and the win. Just how was it to bat out there, especially after keeping for 50 overs? The conditions was humid and hot, as well as the pitch. How was it? Your thoughts on the innings, and also how good was Sutherland today?
Do you want me to just summarise the whole game for you? Okay, right. Yeah, look, I think, to be completely honest with you, I think maybe after 8-9 overs with the ball in hand, I thought, what have I done? Thinking we're going to be chasing a big total. The two openers looked really set, but yeah, look, if you want a genuine summary, I thought we did really well to hang in there with the ball. Oddly restrict them to 330, which sounds a little bit crazy, but that's the way it is. But I thought the wicket played beautifully. We played it to our strengths, I think, early, which is straight back down the ground. They bowled quite straight. We played straight, trying to limit our dismissals in that regard, and we're able to pull off something pretty special. So overall, great day. I thought it was an amazing game of cricket, and hopefully everyone really enjoyed it.
Hi, Lisa. First of all, very well played. So, chasing 330 plus is never an easy target. So, how did you mentally prepare yourself in front of such a huge India crowd?
Yeah, look, I was just trying to focus and lock in on the job at hand. I think first and foremost, you've got to get off to a good start. It's probably something we haven't quite done thus far in this World Cup is to, set a platform in the first 10. And I thought, Phoebe and I sort of were able to do that, which was cool. And then to try and drop the run rate as quickly as what we can, back down to 6 and over, which, sounds easy, but to do it over long periods in a 50 over game isn't the easiest thing. So, yeah, look, I just thought we managed to chase really well, but I think the start enabled us to do that.
Hi, Alyssa. Well played yourself. On your innings, I had a tactical question. You said yesterday that it was good that you got a chance to watch the South Africa-India match on this pitch, and you would have seen that, pacers were easier to take on. Was that something that you went in preparing that you have to take on Amanjot and Kranti? Because in the power play, you took them down. When they came back in the 33rd over, you took them down. So was that?
It wasn't a distinct plan as such. I think Chirani was getting actually quite a bit of spin, the left arm spinner, so she was actually kind of the pick of the bowlers today, and I think we identified that really well and thought if we could capitalise on some of the pace bowlers, then that would be handy, knowing they've only really got 5 bowlers in their attack. Obviously Harman bowled Nova today, so yeah, we thought if we could attack that'd be great, but it wasn't really a plan as such. It was just sort of panned out that way on the day, and I think with the wicket sliding on, it probably enabled us to do that.
Hi, Lisa. You said after 8-9 overs you were wondering what have I done, and then after 30 overs also they were going at 6 and over, only 1 down.
Yep.
After that point, what was it like to see Sutherland bowl all her change-ups, which must have been all the more crucial on a pitch like that? Are you also able to pick all her change-ups as a keeper?
Yeah, apart from the one that went straight between my legs. But yeah, I think Belzy's spell, I think, we got our length right in that department. I think we bowled a little bit poorly at times and probably gave India an opportunity to cash in, whether that be at the start of the over or the end of the over. And I think we couldn't really create a lot of pressure. But I think Alana King and Annabelle Sutherland actually created a little bit of a partnership there, created some pressure, created some opportunities, and then Belzy sort of cashed in at her end. So that was really cool, and I thought the bowling unit as a whole really hung in there, hung tough, and created a whole heap in that back 10 to, like I said, restrict them in a way to 330, which was a little bit daunting, but I think did a great job at the back end, which was cool.
Hi Alyssa, congratulations on the win, really good knock. I wanted to ask, so this is your 6th ODI century, but your first as captain. Did it feel different responsibility-wise in a chase?
No, not really. I think I was just trying to contribute. I think it needed somebody to make 100 to chase down that total. Obviously, you'd probably like 2 to make 100 just to make it easy, but somebody needed to, if they got set, to cash in and have a good day. So, yeah, it was my day in the end. It hasn't been my day of late, but it was my day today, which was really cool. And to get ourselves, obviously I would have liked to be there a little bit longer and probably see it home a little bit more, but I think to get ourselves in a winning position at that point in time was really cool, and I'll probably reflect on that a little bit later and be a little bit happy.
Hello, Alyssa. Exceptional innings, and basically this is the highest chase target in the World Cup. And if Australia have to bat first, then how much the target you want to put to it for India?
Yeah, good question. I think we actually at the break we spoke about actually the last few times we've played against India, we've made over 300. We've put 400 on them in a fixture as well, and so we know we could do it. It was just going out there and doing it under pressure. Who knows what we could have got batting first? You never know what the conditions might have done. We might have had a little collapse again and put 280 on the board. You never really know. So I won't read into that, but I'm really proud of the girls of. That's a really cool start and one for our batting unit, I think, to take a heap of confidence moving down into the tournament to go, yep, we were able to achieve that, let's go again.
Hi, Alyssa, well played. So you spoke about the start that India got, and so at about 20-25 overs, when they were about 150 for no loss, is there a point where you, as a fielding side or as a fielding captain, start to think that if they've got a start like this, maybe there's something in the wicket that's going to help us later on? And kind of at what point does your thinking kind of change to that?
Yeah, I think sometimes as captain you hang on for dear life a little bit and just try the best you possibly can to stem the flow of runs. But I think from basically one of the first over, I thought it was a really good wicket. It played a lot better than it potentially looked. You know, I think it was even sliding on in the daytime, which, you know, is quite unique. Took a little bit of turn, so I actually think it was just a really good cricket wicket. So yeah, in answer to your question, I think I think the start was really important. I think if we got off to a really good start, we could lay a platform and hopefully, you know, go hard at the back end if need be. But we were able to get off to a really good start and maintain that rate the whole way, which I think was really impressive. And like I've said all tournament, I really back the depth that we've got in our lineup. You know, Alana King didn't even get a hit today, and she would have been chomping at the bit. So that's really cool. And like I said, our batting unit can take that moving forward and take that confidence with us.
Yeah, Midge, you said you hadn't been your day yet this tournament. You've had a few starts. How have you been feeling in the nets, and had there been any frustration building up that you hadn't had a big one for a while?
Yep. Yeah, if you've been watching me in the nets, it's been a frustrating experience because I feel like I've had no rhythm whatsoever. Been struggling to find it, and I didn't really know where it went before I came into the World Cup. So, but I think once you step out on the field, your competitive instincts kick in, and you kind of just lock into getting in the contest. And obviously aware that Kranti had got me out a fair bit throughout the ODI series, so an opportunity to go out there and lock in a contest with her and just sort of, I don't know, have a bit of fun in that regard, I think sort of got me going, and that was really a really enjoyable experience. And like I said, it was my day today, and hopefully it continues, but if not, I'm sure it'll be someone else's, which is cool.